Whenever you hear the music, you see that montage, it's time for interesting conversations with some of the best in class when it comes to these conversations. Now, this is MX Live, but this is extended. And by extended, we mean deeper conversations, interactions, per the feedback, per the people we're talking to. That's why I say best in class, because best in class of those in front of the cameras as much as those behind the scenes. And for a show like this, right, we're looking at the people sometimes you don't even see as much, right? The people who put the shows we go to together, right? The people who are behind the scenes again when it comes to making the music, the people who make an industry what it is. Because I've always said it's about so many factions. Me sitting here is not just about me, right? There's the people who got the lights together, the people who make the sounds work, the people who make everything the way it's supposed to be for you, the audience. So today is no exception. We're going to have very interesting conversations. I have two guys I'm actually very, very big fans of. They work with a very big media house, and I'm grateful that they made time to join us today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're getting straight into the conversation, and I'm introducing my guests. Welcome back, guys. MX24 TV, that's all our social media, from Instagram to Twitter to X. Still trying to get used to it, to Facebook, Snapchat, and everywhere else. We're even on TikTok, right, where we post excerpts of us having fun in the studio. You can find us on there. Now, for this show, please add the hashtag MXLIVE Extended. Now, as I said, I have two guests who I'm very big fans of. You see them usually on X, and you hear them on radio, see them on TV. So once again, very, very grateful that they're making time to join me today. And as I said, best in class when it comes to the conversations and the guests we're going to have on the show. First off, someone everybody knows, Cyril Alex Gokul, Head of Brands and Marketing at 3 Media Networks, and also another gentleman who doesn't waste time when it comes to speaking his mind, Emmanuel Sarpong. But you know him as Olele Salvador, Head of Content and Strategy at also 3 Media Networks. I listen to them all the time, so I promise you today's conversations are going to be very, very interesting, just like we've been having behind the scenes. It's a conversation we're going to extend another day, but Cyril, how you doing, man?
Charlie, I'm fine, and I'm waiting for the other conversation.
What other conversation? There's a brother in the studio who's also waiting for that conversation. The ginger, eh?
I'm not good there. I go left.
No, see, we need you.
No.
We need like a neutral hand.
I just go ref.
Go drive the ambulance.
Olele, how you doing,
Charlie,
man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
It's great to see you.
Yeah,
man.
I haven't seen you in a while. It's been like a year.
Yeah, like more.
Like more, right?
Yeah, more.
I mean, I listened to you.
The last time I saw your hair was still up.
Yes.
Man.
I mean, it still is, but yeah.
It's down for today.
Yeah, it's for today, right?
Yeah.
Olele, one thing about you is you don't waste no time when it comes to saying what you feel is the truth.
Yeah.
Is that how you've always been?
Well, not really. I used to be very reserved. I used to keep my thoughts to myself. But I thought about it the other day, and I realized that, people tend to get away with the lie.
That's how you felt.
Yeah, I felt like I know it. I know the truth, but I can see a brother or a sister lying about it. So what am I going to do about it? You get what I'm saying? And, we are raised in a country where you are not allowed to speak truth to power, And I think the fine lines has been, how do you speak truth to power and not come off disrespectful?
Okay.
Or not come off, condescending,
Okay.
or, how do you position yourself in such a way that, people are actually paying attention to the thought leadership nuggets you are sharing while speaking truth to power. And I had to discover that. I had to try that a number of times, watch a number of people who are already in that space. And let's just say Grace found me to be able to do that at this point in time.
Did it take time for you to build character and strength when it comes to dealing with those who don't agree with you?
It did, because sometimes there's the potency of making you look very stupid. Makes me feel
Everyone
like
has an opinion,
yeah,
right?
like make you feel like an idiot. But I
Yeah.
think sometimes the working environment also helps in shaping your contributions or your your thoughts. If you look at what we do on Big Conversation, you have
Yes.
this gentleman here.
Yes,
You
yes,
have
yes,
Jay Foley, you
yes.
have Lenny, and it helps with that healthy exchange of conversation. The ability to see someone's point of view at the same time make an argument.
Yes,
I
agreeing
don't-
to disagree.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't really agree with you. I see where you're coming from, but
Yeah,
that's how
yeah,
I
yeah.
also see it,
Yeah.
and then we can meet.
Yeah.
Halfway.
One thing I love about your tweets are, do we say tweets or X's?
Now they say post.
Your post is the chef.
Yeah.
The chef emoji.
the chef
He's
emoji.
about to cook. He's about to speak his mind, right? So once
Yeah.
again, that's Olele,
Yeah,
and we're
thank
going
you.
to have an interesting conversation, I promise. Now, to his left, to my right, a gentleman, a lot of young, artists and creatives to look up to. Cyril, let me ask you this: what do you think about the state of Ghanaian hip hop
Right.
right now, generally, holistically?
Make a laugh in caps. I think it's getting better. I think it's okay. I think social media, digital media has given opportunity for a lot of hip hop and rap heads to be visible, way more visible than it was a couple of years ago. But there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to penetrating the main industry itself and becoming part of the main conversation. Because it's still, I think hip hop is a little bit out of the alter space, but also not entirely in the mainstream space. And I think it's a risk to be in that gray area because you can easily be forgotten.
Yes.
It's like when somebody raps, it's like, hey, wow, and then they go to doing something else.
Yeah.
The sustenance is not there.
So do you understand, maybe not accept, right? But do you understand the artist, so to speak, transitioning into singing and melody when bars were, what we stood on to say, that's a good rapper?
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know how to cook jollof, you eat bread.
You see, I said chefs in the studio. It's chefs.
It's not by force. You're not going to chop raw rice. So I understand if it's not working, definitely be diverse, definitely switch it up, definitely get paid, get your gigs and all that. But there's also a level of commitment that comes with each art form.
Yes.
That gives a certain respectability to your artistry.
Yes.
You can't come today and say, I want to be a boxer, and you lose your first 3 matches, and you now want to do ballet.
If you fall down 9, stand up 10, Anna.
Bro, you understand? Because the people have boxing career where they lose all. But if you go in Wikipedia, I be boxer. Own it. When you make the decision that you want to be a rapper, you want to be a hip-hop artist, own it. Don't let it be at the try MC. Because it seems only rap has that transition.
Yeah,
The
that's
people
true.
who've been doing dancehall, reggae, whatever,
They stick to it, right?
for life, bro.
That's actually true.
Yeah, the people who are doing Afro beats or whatever, they stick to it for life. The only 99% of the people you go get with, right there, they try to switch them up. You will get some long essay to explain. He was previously a rapper.
Yeah.
And for me, that's unfortunate. But I understand, it's tough. You're not getting gigs, no deals. Even if somebody tries to sign you, the first thing they want to do is water it down a bit, blah, blah, blah. And for me, the reason why I keep pushing people is that we have rappers who have made it. And rap is big on the continent. And rap is big globally. We were just talking about Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah.
And the amount of attention we gave Kendrick and Drake in Ghana, we've not given that to any rap artist in Ghana.
Wow, that's
Think
deep.
about it.
That's
Arguably.
deep.
Arguably, yeah. I'm not talking about when SAG drop or when
Yeah.
he's fighting manifest or when somebody's tweeting something and causing a ruckus online. I'm talking as an industry. Blogs, Twitter, X, Facebook, WhatsApp groups, whatever, meetings. Like, when have we given that same attention to rap to anybody?
That's deep.
I think it's also because we always talk about this on the show that there were certain incubators or certain platforms that put rap on the spotlight from where we come from, like Bless the Mic, like Lyrical Walls.
Yes.
Like, these things existed to put rap in that position. But like you said, that's why sometimes I feel like creatives should not be quiet about how the economy takes different turns, because the more the turns are happening, the more your industry gets affected, because nobody wants to listen to rap anymore. People want to listen to things that encourage them, So even the rappers are not doing what you would call it, the struggle music anymore. They are doing songs that praise God, that encourage you to trust God and trust the process. If you look at all of the big stars or the big rappers who have come into the limelight, the kind of songs they broke through with in recent times, oh, trust God. You see, because
Except for Manifest. Go on.
except for Manifest. I mean, Manifest came to.
Okay, on that note, we have to carry on the conversation. But if by this metric you're wondering, how interesting today's conversation is going to be, you need to wonder no more. Please send us messages, MX24 TV, every single platform. If there's anything you want to ask, these two fine gentlemen, please do not hesitate and add the hashtag MXLIVE Extended. Now, today we're focusing on awards because we're in a space where more so we get acknowledged. If you do your job well, you get acknowledged. Now we have social media awards, influencer awards. We've always had artistry awards where there are agreements and disagreements. I said sometime last week that there's never going to be an award show where everybody 100% agrees. So, always creates conversation, creates interest. The thing is, now we're at a point where people tend to look at other ways to fill or measure awards, whether it be streams, whether it be an audience, whether it be likes, whether it be followers. So people are looking at various other metrics, but we can't, stand away or move away from the fact that we have built an industry where it comes to acknowledging on an award scheme, whatever the award scheme may be, whatever the number of award schemes there may be in an industry. And today that's what we're looking at, the measure, the substance awards have in the industry we're in now, pertaining specifically to Ghana. So how I'm going to start this conversation is, do you guys, and every question to them is also to you, the audience, because you pay, the artists by buying the music, you acknowledge them and everything else. I want to know, do awards truly reflect the quality of an artist's work in today's Ghana? Cyril, let me start with you.
Yeah, I think the short answer is yes. The long answer is you have to be sure that whoever is awarding you has the moral and creative standard to be an awarding body. It always presumes that, the awarding body needs to be at least a notch above the awardees. So there's an authority behind it. There's either a board or a structure that makes it valid. And I think that is what you need to look out for when you're looking at awards. There's some awards that it's three people who put an idea together and they are the whole award. And because everybody wants recognition and attention, nominations fly around and everybody's celebrating it. But you take all the flesh off and you get to the skeleton. And
I see so many on social media. I get so many what's up BCs.
Yeah.
I've been awarded for this.
And you check it's one guy with a laptop. So yes, awards are very necessary, but you need to do your due diligence and also be very aware of what the awarding body is. So if you look at some awards, they'll tell you that their data or statistics partners are KPMG or Deloitte. And there's always a higher authority that is not even in the creative industry, which has oversight over the award. So if they say Jason is nominated for best blah blah blah, you know that there's a process, there's a measurable system.
It wasn't those three people that
wasn't those three guys who said, that guy said for MX, what be name? Hey, put them. No, it wasn't that. There was actually a system you went through and there was value found in what you do, and that value is what's being rewarded. So yes, awards are necessary, but no, not every award.
Okay, so what he's saying is reputation, basically.
Yes.
Is that something you agree with?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, why do players want to win a Ballon d'Or? There are other football awards, that are given to hard-working footballers, but everybody is going after the Ballon d'Or, or they are going after FIFA Best Man Player, FIFA Best. I mean,
even though Cristiano should have won more, but we'll talk about that later.
Don't be messy, please. Don't be messy.
I'm gonna get into trouble today.
So, like I said, these things they're heavily built, or they thrive heavily on legitimacy. And you also need to look at a track record. How long have these guys been in existence? What are some of the milestones they've chalked ever since they came together as a body? And what are some, like he said, some of the, unique identifiers that, okay, this is proper. Genuinely, if you ask me, if you look at some of the award schemes that this country has had opportunity to host, or we have hosted in time past, you could tell that the ones who fall off are the ones who didn't build it on a good foundation.
Okay.
You know, it could be a PR, you know, what you may call it, deflection of what truly the awards are, or it could be someone just trying to, meets its what you call desire or dream. My whole life I have not been able to receive any award, so this time I'm going to award people. You know, if I can't make it happen for myself, let me make it happen for other people. So the motivation is not really in tune with what awards are really designed to do, right? And of course, as a creator, as a creative, you are working hard so that you can get recognized. I mean, sometimes I tend to disagree with people who say, oh, you're looking for validation. What else are you looking for? What is this? All of the hard work that you're putting in, you don't want people to validate you. Then how do we progress you from
it's
one
like
point?
People question people for fighting for awards.
Yeah, like
and that's come up recently.
And like so, like, or something like you know, like people shouldn't mix, you know, the two. There are people obviously who do whatever they do for their own reasons, but validation is necessary.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me just put you guys on the spot for this, right? So Stonebwoy won an award, and recently on stage he said there was an award which wasn't given to him for a particular circumstance. Now I'm not talking about what happened, but I'm talking about his reasoning behind it. Because like you're saying, okay, it wasn't given to me for this reason, but I believe because I worked hard, then give me my award. And the reason why I'm saying that, the reasoning behind it, some people are saying, oh, you've won too many. Why do you want another? But the thing is, don't I deserve it? And from his point of view, like, that makes sense, right?
You know, listening to people, I almost said something, but it would have gone off air. Listening to people too much is going to be an anchor that weighs you down. The same, you know, if it was a Nigerian artist who had won, let's say, the same amount of awards Stonebwoy has won, and he was fighting for another one, right? We would have been like, yeah, you see the way he makes serious, blah, 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 blah. We would have loved it. When Burna Boy's name was on the Coachella poster, and he said the font was small, so he's not going to perform. Ghanaians were like, yeah, you see artists, blah, 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 blah. We loved it. If it was a Ghanaian artist who had done that, he did see himself, but he go get saying name.
No, but recently happened, Samini and our sister Riala, when Riala came out to say that, you know, the position of a picture on the flyer
looked
like she was an upcoming artist.
Exactly.
You know,
when Wizkid said he wouldn't go backstage and get the BET off screen,
he
was praised for that. We were like, yeah, you see the way the Nigerian guys make out. If Sark had said, you know what, I'm not going to BET because they're going to give me, hey, but Sark from Tema, why did they do that thing? We go shock. So I don't want to call it hypocrisy. But that's us. That's us. We are quick to appreciate things.
You're not allowed to fight for something.
No, you don't go self. They see adjacent power.
You know, it's very interesting. When it's far away from you, it looks very valuable. But when it gets closer to you, it's like, oh, why they do that? Why they do that? Why? But the truth is, you really need these things. Look, when Burna won the Grammy Award, right? Now they introduce him as the Grammy Award winning. You understand? People just want to be nominated because they want to be called Grammy Award nominated artists. That is why people are fighting for all of these things. Someone say, oh, it's the white man's thing. Yeah, but that is giving me a currency that I can go into a negotiation room and argue for better value. Right? So you look, I tell you what, the reason why people clamor for all type of awards, even if the award is not correct, is because they need to add to their currency. So when they go into the room and they are asking for money or they are negotiating for brand ambassador, I've been a 14-time award winner, Charlie. You understand? You may not understand it because you were not in that industry. But when you come close, you realize that no, it's very, very important.
Okay, so are you guys more on the end, this is more of a personal question, on the side of morality when it comes to giving awards or numbers, right? Because we see, okay, I got 100,000 views. That means I had the most popular song, right? I got 2,000 views, but my song was played everywhere. Let me give an example. I think Kanye he lost the Grammy, I think 2 years ago, and he made a big deal about it, right? And we didn't know the artist. Now, Kanye goes to a restaurant, and he hears the music from the artist, and he comes on and he says, the music is actually good. Obviously, Kanye is the bigger artist, but he lost the Grammy. And you said earlier on, we need boss that are reputable, you know, that have knowledge about what we're doing. So from that point, they might say, we knew why we gave him the award. He wasn't big, he wasn't close to Kanye, but we still gave him the award.
It's interesting you mentioned this because that's what 3 Music Awards stands for. If you look at the nominees that we have put in the various categories or have found themselves in the various categories, you will see names that on a normal day you wouldn't see on any award scheme.
not
And
necessarily,
I know, I mean, I dare any award scheme to come out and argue this out. Because, for example, reggae dancehall song of the year. There's a gentleman in there known as Bomberman. I don't think you know him.
I don't know him. I've never heard his name.
But you'll be surprised that when the research team presented his name, we were like, yo, this is actually proper reggae music.
Okay.
Right? And you're going to look at his numbers. He's barely acing 2,000 views on his YouTube, or even doing
that's cool.
5,000 streams on Spotify. But the music is speaking to the genre. Do you get what I'm saying? If you look at even some of the, alternative artists, obviously because of the category they find themselves in, you see some names there. But some of these alternative artists found themselves in the High Life Song of the Year. Okay. You know, that should tell you that.
So basically, it's a balance of both.
It's a balance of both. Yeah, exactly. It's a balance of both. It's not because Film Music Awards is not a popularity-based, award scheme.
Yeah. Just because some people watching might say, that's actually what it is.
No,
what would you say to those people who say, yeah, I mean, I make music to get numbers, to get reach. As an artist, the first thing you want to do, as presenters, the first thing we want to do is want to be heard.
Yeah.
Because we have points of view.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to agree with what we're saying, but we want to put something across.
Yeah.
So for the fan that says that, okay, it's not a popularity contest, but my artist had the most views. Why isn't he getting the most popular award of the year? What do you say to that?
Your artist had the most views, yes. And if it is with regards to just popularity and commercial success, if that's what the category is for, your artist will win. But the whole award scheme is not going to be skewed just on popularity and commercial success. There's an element of authentic craft, there's an element of impact, and then there's an element of those who show promise and great potential that needs to be celebrated. If I take a voice like Baba J, right? She's not the biggest female artist in Ghana.
Right.
She's not the biggest artist in Ghana.
Yeah.
But her song sparked something. We all fell in love with High Life once again.
Yeah.
We loved her vocals. Production was on point. Video was down to earth. She's played a ton of shows.
Yeah.
Why should we rob her of all that hard
Why
work?
should she not be acknowledged?
And celebrated
True.
because she didn't have 10 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
And most people don't even realize that the digital music space has become so corrupted that 10 million views on YouTube is probably 2 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
Authentically.
If you know, you know.
You understand?
Yeah.
There's the issues that plague it.
When the comments don't correlate.
Bro, you understand? And celebrities have been called out for this day on day. Kim Kardashian.
It's not just in Ghana.
Not just musicians.
Yes.
Kim, her sisters.
Yes.
And even Kanye has had this problem on IG, where there's a bloated following and there's like 12 comments. Like, bro, where's the 6 million people? They didn't see the picture, So that is not just a stamp to say that I have the most views. Because then you are forcing people to chase the views, not the quality of the craft. Because if you set the metric that once you have X views, you need to be awarded, people will now be striving for the views. And that's why we are having a lot of quick wash music. Songs that now focus on this part for you to trend for TikTok. So there's a song that over 10, the song gets us like 3 over 10. But it has a 9 over 10 chorus. That lasts for 15 seconds. And then we do this to the chorus. And then
So do we need to go back?
We are on our way back.
Because the thing is, now brands might see you have 60 million followers, but your interactions are not as much. Now, of course, we're going to get more to 3 Music Awards and how you guys are trying to, get around these, so to speak, problems, right? Olele, do we go back to it's not just a numbers game?
I mean,
or can we not deny that, you have the numbers?
The thing about trends is that you can't really control, what the streets or what the consumers want. I mean, he's a brands person, so he might speak better in terms of brands POV. But I think it's gotten to a point where original music is making a return. When I say original music, you listen to some of the songs that are coming out right now, and you realize that this one, you can't even do a dance challenge to it. So I give you a typical example. When you listen to a song like Impaluta's Aseda, that was the kind of hip life records we grew up listening to.
Yes.
That's like typically the Ghanaian sound that we know in terms of hip life, right? And you notice that it didn't require a dance challenge. No disrespect to our dancers, no disrespect to our choreographers, but I'm saying that as the world may have taken the lead in Afrobeats, I think there is a little bit of, a reflective moment, with the industry that, you know what, we should stop chasing the sound and reinvent our sound and make it ours. And that's what I'm seeing with the kind of music that is being put out. The focus is returning back to what we knew ourselves by. But it would depend on the brands in terms of what they want to achieve. Some of them, they just want to achieve top of mind awareness. Some of them, they just want you to, and some of them are failing to even engage the creators properly. Because if you are a particular brand looking to achieve a particular goal or a particular purpose, and you just put your hand in the basket of influencers or put your hand in the basket of creators because, oh, this one has numbers, you may miss out on your goal. You get it? And there may be someone like, case in point, Bomberman, who may not have numbers, but doing exactly what you do.
I'm going to look for him. Because I love the passion behind, the fact that you're speaking about him, the fact that he doesn't have the numbers we're all talking about now.
We were blown away. I'm telling you, I think the song is called Peace of Mind or something.
I'm hoping my producer can get him on.
Bomberman, Peace of Mind. Beautiful record. Like, when you listen to the record, it you feel like, when we were growing up, our parents used to play a lot of reggae music in the morning. That's the kind of reggae music you hear from this young man. And
how did you find him, may I ask? Did you hear his music? Somebody bring the music?
So there's a research team. There's a research team.
Every rock.
Because we don't call for nominations. We don't. We've taken the power away from the popularity and the fans to tell us.
So you so to speak outsource. Is that fair? So you look for?
Yes, we look for. We say go out there, look for the songs that obviously make the cuts, and then bring it to us, and then we'll sit there talking.
I love the going back thing, because I was watching a documentary a couple of months ago, and it was on watches, right? And how when watches got to the digital space, a mechanical watch can never be as accurate as a digital watch.
That's right.
But now we're going to the point where, because of the craftsmanship that goes into a mechanical watch, when you look at the gravity and how it has to align, mechanical watches are so expensive. You can't afford them, even though they're not as accurate. So I really love the way we're looking at this.
Have you seen a custom-made digital watch before? I personally haven't seen them, but you've seen a custom-made mechanical watch.
Yes,
if you look at some of our local brands in watches, like the watch industry, like you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
There's like some level of detail, and it's very nice when you're presenting it to some big men. You understand? But I've not seen somebody present like Apple Watch,
right? That's very true. So I think the music space, and like you said rightly so, the digital space is trying to realign, re-understand, re-accept, re-honor, the people are putting, so much into making music.
The truth is, Ghanaians are tired of dancing.
We've exhausted.
We've done everything.
We've abused and exhausted everything that was trendy, and because there was a void a couple of years ago, there was a big void in Ghana music. Anything that we thought people wanted, we did. So we lost the opportunity to actually, own a sound. We lost high life, we lost hip life, we lost Azonto. When I don't know what you want to call it, whether it was hip hop or GH rap or whatever, we lost that. So literally, to mention a highly successful Ghanaian genre that has sustained, we don't have one. Each era came to an end.
Oh, that's sad.
Unnecessarily. When Book Back, VIP etc. was rocking it, there's no reason why that should have come to an end. Today, I should have had a Book Back hit. I should have had a 4x4 hit today. There's no reason.
And
Westlife is still touring.
The transition also from the Book Back eras into the Today era had to be cut, because that was the part where we always talk about the classism and the elitism was introduced, because then people like, if you listen to this type of music, good. If you look at that type of music, you
guys have a tough job,
Oh yeah.
So we'll get more to that.
Mentally tough.
We'll get more to that, in the award scheme. Again, please send us messages. MX24 TV, every single platform. Hashtag is MXLIVE extended. Now, I said earlier on, right, that artists are not always going to be happy when it comes to these things. Again, I can't imagine the number of messages you guys wake up to when artists are not nominated, when they're not awarded, in your DMs, in your WhatsApp groups, and even against your own peers, amongst your own peers. Something happened where J Bad wasn't too happy. And right now, he's one of our biggest artists, right? He went on X, he spoke about a particular award scheme, aired out his issues with why he wasn't awarded. Some agreed, some disagreed, especially with how it was put out there. Before we get to how it was put out there, what do you think about artists who come out and publicly say, this wasn't fair. I don't agree with this.
They have the right to. I mean, every artist has their brand. I mean, Eminem boycotted the Grammys. Kanye was at the Grammys and ruined Taylor Swift's speech.
Even Jay-Z. And later came back.
Yeah, Will Smith went to slap Chris Rock at the Oscars. So everybody has an opportunity to do whatever they like. But you need to know that you're never going to see Denzel Washington do that, or Jay-Z do what Kanye did. So it's always about who is the artist.
Okay.
Is that J Bad's brand? Is he the outspoken, forceful, no-nonsense guy that, if I feel you've done me wrong, I'm going to tell the whole world? If that's his brand, then he did it great. But if that's not his brand,
it's off.
Then it's off. I honestly haven't paid enough attention to his brand to give you that analysis. But all I'm saying is that to each their own, and everybody has a right to speak up. But you also need to know that consequence is universal. If the moment you start doing that, there are consequences that will follow, and you need to be ready for those consequences when you decide to take on institutions. We've seen it across the world where people took on institutions and got blackballed, and were cut out of conversations, and were not included because nobody wants, quote unquote, a troublemaker. Not to say you don't deserve it, not to say you weren't cheated or not. All that is beside the point. But the moment you are that one nosy kid in class that keeps, my teacher, why is it? My teacher, why is it? My teacher, why is it? You raise your hand one day and they tell you that, Jason, not now. Do you want to get to that point? That's a choice you have to make. Your management has to make that choice. When Burna Boy was having issues on social media, fighting with one of our artists back and forth, that was his personal prerogative. He wanted to do that. But if you notice, his management were taking down the tweets while he was tweeting it. That's why a music business system is necessary. Because you as an individual, you are your own institution. You have your emotions, you have your right to insult anybody. Right? Serious brand. If I have a brand manager who's logged into my socials, maybe I get in a beef review. I feel like, Charlie, I go tell her my mind. I have the right to. But my brand manager needs to have the oversight to know that this is not good for us and fix the situation. A lot of our artists say they have teams, but they don't. The musician doesn't lead the music business team. Once in a while, we have a Jay-Z. Once in a while, we have a Beyonce.
Who's the leader, who's the artist.
Who's the leader, who's an artist, and that's what makes them great. But everywhere else, there is a team. Once in a while, you have a 50 Cent. Sure, but generally...
that's my guy.
generally, keep quiet and sing.
But so, even with that, you need to actually go through the processes to arrive at that point where you become the boss of your own team. You can use SAC, for example. And SAC was managed with Dank Wills.
Exactly. And all people
that.
who knew the media held his hand
up to the point. So SAC can be the boss of his team and wouldn't be a problem.
Eventually, because he's gone through it.
Exactly.
So what if an artist says, and I totally understand what he's saying, right? But what if an artist says, if I don't speak my mind, we're constantly going to get cheated? Because maybe we feel like for whatever reason, this goes on too much. The question? I understand what he's saying, but I feel like it's an award scheme. It's supposed to be given fairly, but if I speak my mind and I'm going to be blackballed, even though that's how I am.
So who would you want to be taken out for you to be put? That person will also feel the same way you feel. If it's a nominee category of 8, and you feel like you were left out, but there are 8 people in the category, which one of the 8 can you point that this guy should come out for you?
So you have to say that too.
If you are able to say that, that there's 3 of us, or there's 2 slots, and they put Olele and Jason, but Olele for be out, I should be there because I did better than Olele. Say it.
Say that one
too. If you attack the whole,
that makes sense, you know.
If you attack the whole award and shout at everybody without being bold enough to finish your claim, then it seems like it's just attention. You get what I'm saying? So this is just to say that, again, that's the consequence. You need to be ready to go all the way out, or you keep quiet. Kanye went all the way out. He says, I'm going to let you finish, but Beyonce had the best album of the year. He stated his protest. He gave his reason. He stood by it. He took the consequence of it, and that's why we love Kanye. Guess what? Before Kanye went on that stage and embarrassed himself, there were people in that audience going, but nobody had the balls to get up and go do that because that was not their brand. Jay-Z was sitting right there next to his wife. Although he was not there. He was there. Why did he not go fight for Beyonce? Because that's not Jay-Z's brand. So you need to find the equilibrium where, is this my brand? And am I ready for what this is going to cost me? And then there's people we know are crazy. If my own big brother, Abodam, if Kwao went on a rant, I'd go and like every tweet. 'Cause I know say, I go call him for back, say,
you're not
you fire,
surprised,
we go laugh. Because I know say,
Yeah.
that's my guy.
Yeah.
But there's certain brands that I'm cool with that if I saw them, I'd also call them and go like, Charlie, bro,
that's
delete
not
them.
you.
You know,
Delete them.
recently, let me just
You know?
add quickly. Recently, Shatawale was on a rant, right? And in between the rants, there was this perfectly worded tweet. And everyone was like, oh boy,
Don't be alright.
these are your handwriting. This one will be your handwriting. You know the agenda set for you, right? But this will be your handwriting. And it's very true. If you establish a brand that we all know and you go off tangent, you realize that no, there's something off about you. But like you said earlier, when you asked me about how I'm able to speak truth to power, I did mention that finding the fine lines between knowing what you are worth, speaking truth to power, and not coming off disrespectful or not coming off condescending, because there are always approaches to these things, right? You could just put in a letter. You know, if really you're a correct, proper, business managed artist, you should have a letterhead. Write to the award body and say, I've noticed so.
For your consideration.
For your,
I'm gonna
I
be
hope
honest.
this email finds you
A
well.
lot of artists don't even know
They
this.
don't know this.
Yeah, because
Having a letterhead,
they don't
the right approach.
Yes.
Because most people are music talents. The problem in Ghana music is that we put out a lot of unrefined music talent, which have not become music brands.
Yeah.
A music brand is bigger than the talent.
Yeah.
That's why they're able to merchandise. That's why they're able to franchise. They're able to syndicate. You need to move from being a raw talent at a single great talent. You need a team to turn talent into brand.
Yeah.
And we don't do that. We identify talent because it was trending on Facebook. The next thing you know, he's playing shows.
Yeah, celebrity, instant.
Like, bro.
You know, I spoke to Don Jazzy's team, I think 2 years ago, and they said they were in a camp for not less than 3 years.
Yeah, artist
Before we
development.
saw Ira Star,
Yes.
and you know, like that particular squad.
Yep.
3 years. Imagine learning how to make music, learning how to answer questions, learning what to say and what not to say before you come out when you just want to be heard. Seeing all these other artists do the thing, but there's a reason for that. That's what we don't have.
The process is always skipped.
Go watch any upcoming Ghanaian interview. And then they ask the question, so are you on a label? Do you say, well, you know, it's me and my team, and like my brother is my main manager, but for now, we are... A Ghanaian being, if you know, make ready.
Guys, we're gonna go for a quick commercial break now. A lot, you know, about looking at award schemes from a holistic point of view, from the artist's perspective to the organizers to you, the audience, and let us know what you guys think about, you know, award schemes right now. Are you happy, you know, with the direction in which we're going in terms of how we nominate, how we award, you know, how we acknowledge, you know, how we let these artists know that this was the reason for such and such? Because you, the fan, are one of the most important, if not the most important part of everything we do. Quick commercial break. When we get back, I'm going to be talking to them about something they're organizing. You might have heard about it. We'll be right back. So my producer just alerted me that we're getting so much messages because people are happy, you know, with the way, you know, this conversation is going. And we're going to try our possible best to make them regulars. They're very busy guys, but we're going to try our best. Please send us messages, MX24TV. The hashtag again is MXLIVE Extended. Now, before I went on that break, I said, you guys are up to something, right? Some people may have heard of it. Some people may have want to attend it, may have attended it. And there's something called the 3 Music Awards. One of the biggest, I'm not even going to say arguably, it is one of the biggest award schemes in the country. How do you guys feel about it being one of the biggest award schemes in the country? Let's talk about that first, because you have to give yourself a little pat on the shoulders, don't you?
But it's also scary. Like, to be honest, you know, we're not going to fluff it up and make, oh yeah, you know, yeah, that one will come later. But it's scary. Because Ghana music industry is big, and having the responsibility as one of the major awarding platforms to celebrate the talents, like you said, means we have to use 3 microscopes to make sure that what we are looking at, we are looking at it well.
Yeah.
Because I don't want a J Bad. I don't want a Stone Boy. I don't want to take Kanye. I want to make sure that I've celebrated the right people, created opportunities for the right people, and also celebrated the industry in the right regard. So for us, as much as we are happy and we pat ourselves on the back, we've got 6 years under the bag, we've done a lot of great things, a lot of iconic moments, the Black Hole moments will forever reign in our minds, you know. All that is going on.
They missed that.
You understand? All that is going on, but that also means that you have to elevate.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge for any creative is outdoing yourself. So we are back on the horse, and the biggest challenge that we have faced is how do we do it bigger than we did it the last time? But that's also what sparks the ingenuity and the creativity and the innovation to make sure that we do that. And I think we're in a good place. We're in a place where we are proud, but we are not cocky. We are proud and aware, and we're taking on the challenge and winning.
Okay. Olele, is that the scariest part? Outdoing yourself?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, you and
Because
I,
how do you like, you know?
you know, like there's one thing I will never ever forget. Honorable Kojom Onkroma said to Sewa me here, you know, after that gaffe that occurred, you know, between the two of them in that conversation. He says your best interview is always the next one. You know, and like Cyril said, when you've been on the road for 5, 6 years and people have come to adore you and trust you for what you do, you feel the heat and the pressure of making sure that your next one is indeed the best one. You know, we talked about Ronaldo, we talked about Messi not too long ago. Anytime they come on the pitch, Messi will say, I'm not focused on the goals and the statistics. I'm always making sure that my last match, my forthcoming match is better than my last match. And these are like conversations that champions have. So you can imagine we, the regular Joes, you know, aiming and believing to always outdo ourselves, the kind of mentality you need to go into such, you know, what you call it, conversations with. You know, and like you said, at the same time, when this pressure, there's a pressure makes diamonds, right? It would interest you to know the kind of ideas that pop up in our heads when we are under pressure. There are some people, they write on their CVs, I can work under pressure, and they really cannot work
Under pressure.
But we have found a way to work under pressure in such a way that even after we had a 1-year hiatus, when we came back, the kind of ideas that we sat at the table with, you know, and the kind of, wow, oh, Charlie, we go fit do them. Then it comes back to resources. It comes back to empowerment, because there are crazy ideas, but your environment is limiting you. There are crazy ideas, but access to certain gadgets and resources are limiting you. Like back in the day, I used to watch Michael Power jumping from, and I would think, oh, me too, I can jump, but I don't get that thing because Kolebu is waiting. You get what I'm saying? There are so many exciting things that we want to do, but in as much as there is pressure to outdo ourselves, we're also looking like, we can do this, but at what cost? We can do this. Do we have access to these equipment? So when we come back and we say, guys, our leaders, try and look at some of the things in the creative arts economy, not tourism, because tourism, they seem to have a plan for it, but creative arts, because some of our vendors want to import some of these equipment, but they are faced with taxes. So what happens? Your vision and your dream is cut short.
Yeah.
So you're not just dealing with pressure, you are dealing with a desire or a dream that is being cut short because your environment is limiting you. And for those of us who have been a part of Film Music Awards, either as spectators or as, organizers, you know that production is the hallmark of the award scheme. You know, it's not just even about awarding and, you know, rewarding people who have done well in the year under review, but we want to bring something that has never been done, you know, in terms of awards production. And that is what makes us lose our sleep every night. you get what I'm saying? So it's a progressive journey. Yeah. Definitely we made some mistakes in the past. We are hoping to learn and learn from those mistakes and continue to do better.
Which is normal with any growing entity, right?
It is. Yeah. It is. I mean, last year, if you look at how, you know, we had to, you know, shelve the awards because the expectation of the awards.
I mean, that's what I was about to ask. Next,
you know, it's pressure to be any. Pressure to be any. Because what would you choose?
Honesty,
What would you choose? Would you choose going ahead to do the awards and then failing the people who have entrusted that you were a brand, like he talked about it, you're a brand that is known for this quality, this excellence. You know, we talk about the Black Stars today because the Black Stars you and I grew up watching, it's not the Black Stars you're watching today. That's why we vex. So even if they go to the World Cup and they don't make it out to the group stages, we know that, oh, they played fantastic football, just the luck wasn't on our side. But in this case, they're not playing good football at all. So the anger is in two folds.
Can be like for bench the players?
You understand? The anger is in two folds. So Charlie, the pressure there.
Yeah. So again, that was the reason, because there were certain expectations, you know, and standards. You guys, obviously, like you said, with the Black Hole performance, that was the reason for the hiatus. Is that fair to say? As an answer to the fans?
The reason for the hiatus was that, you know, we found ourselves at a tricky point in time where brands were not available or readily available to offer the kind of support we needed for the scale we wanted to execute the awards at.
Okay.
The scale we wanted to execute the awards at was definitely something that was going to elevate from where we had taken off, and looking at the fact that we might do it and run short was a big no red flag for us. It's like fueling your car, going a distance knowing that you will run out of fuel halfway into it and be stuck in the wilderness. Do you go because the trip has been planned, or do you actually cancel the trip and get it right? We had to make that tough decision. And whoever thinks it paying them say they no see that awards, no, it pay me 5 times more. So imagine.
Because the job they are rich.
Because you were a fan. We are responsible for it. And we were unable to deliver that responsibility. We've taken full ownership of it. But we took ownership of it to show you that it takes collaborators to make that your dream come true. You watch the awards and the big name is there, 3 music awards. But we need sponsors, we need collaborators, we need partners who fuel us.
And these are the things fans don't see as much,
don't
right?
see. When we started the show, you celebrated the cameraman, the lightman, the sound man, everything. But somebody, Michelle TV, that's what he'll say. And he's going to give the praise of the quality of what he's seeing to Samsung or to LG. Hey, your TV be clear. You know, don't say be the lighting guy.
That's true.
You get the psychology. It's all twisted. So that's what people see. They just say, oh, the 3 Music Awards, Charlie, hey, this year, dear. Yes, but it's thanks to Bang & Olufsen, who's our headliner, who's pushing us to do this and supporting us and being that framework. It's thanks to AT, do you say, Yango. There's a whole host of other brands that have come on board this time to make sure that that shortfall we had previously is covered, and we can actually come up with the ideas we want to execute and be able to execute them well.
And we want to say a big thank you to these brands, because I tell you what, I mean, I don't want to be in his department, because they go about pitching and trying to convince these brands to come on board the ship and, you know, be assured that it's worth, you know, the collaboration. Because I tell you what, last year, the creative economy had a big hit. You know, you had a big hit, not just about us, but that's why we keep saying, don't keep quiet when things are going left, you know, because everybody gets affected. This thing about the awards and brands pulling out, it happened because of the domestic debt exchange program. You know, when a sponsor, you know, has, it's so funny, like a sponsor has finalized everything with you and just about to put pen to paper and say, boom, let's go. And they wake up in the morning and say, okay, there are haircuts. I'm like, oh boy, I need my money. I know I say I go support you, but right now I need my money to run my own business. So let's see how we can recover from that. And then you are,
and it's your face that's out there, so you have to deal
you
with
understand.
this.
So
and the fans don't understand this.
Man,
if you're going to cook the half big event,
you know, one thing I want to tell,
be on TV explaining why it went bad.
You go explain, you explain that.
One thing I want to say is, I want to really thank you guys for this honesty, because we don't get this as much, right? We live in we're in a business where it's glitz and glamour, right? How you look. Nobody cares about how much you bought, what you were wearing. But we just want to see presenters, if you owe. We just want to see artists travel, you know, and take pictures and have features. We don't care about ticket costs, you know, the planes, the delays, the teams, the features, you know, spreadsheets and all these things. So the thank you is from the fact that you guys are being honest with the viewers, with the audience, with the fans, because everything we do pertains to the fans. We have a responsibility to the fans. And with that, I want to ask you guys again, did you feel like, oh, people are going to question our credibility because, you know, even though it wouldn't have been the best, they want to see running for 5 to 6 years. So that's why I say, what if next year I have a hit? And what I feel is the greatest award scheme, the most plush, might not happen.
I mean,
how would you say to those
people
fans?
did predict that, didn't they?
Yeah, you see, for an award scheme, having ad hoc or single instance partners is a problem. Today, Jason sponsored. He doesn't want to sponsor next year. I have to start the process all over again.
Okay.
And it's very tedious because it's very capital intensive. So if
Okay.
you look at every award, the Barclays Center will probably take up an event and say for the next 10 years, they're going to do this. The guys who are sponsoring the Super Bowl are probably taking it for the next 10 years. If Nike has taken up women's tennis, they've got it for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
If Gatorade has taken up hockey, they've got it for the next 5 years because it makes better sense for both the event to build its credibility and efficiency to a point, and for also the brand to maximize its support. So even if you look at the other awards in Ghana that are doing well, they've had the same partners for extended periods of time.
okay.
It's not Yao sponsoring today, Mensa tomorrow, Benfi the next day. No, it's always the one brand. And we didn't have that. We were operating on an ad hoc basis. So it's now that we've got partners who are having that extended conversation and saying, okay, we've seen what you've done, we've seen what the hurdle is,
Yes,
and we want to do this, but we also don't want to do this and next year when everything is nice and glittering.
Because somebody
just
else
parts.
might come for you guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. So imagine being the guy who's in the trenches, the guy who's in the trenches with us now, or was in
I'm
the
going to enjoy
trenches with
those
us.
fruits.
Day
right?
ones.
The day ones. We need to take them so that 5 years from now, when somebody's sitting here talking about it,
Yeah.
we still have those day ones, and they can also get their value.
Yeah.
You know, so I think.
I like
But
that.
we need more money. I mean,
like
if you're
that.
watching
Yeah,
us
yeah,
right
allow
now,
cash out,
please,
Charlie.
we need more money. Don't feel like that. You
I
can
like
bring
that.
your money.
I
We
like
need
that.
more
Allow
money.
cash out.
What I like is, with what you guys just said, there's a value on both ends.
yes.
Because, people here, they're sponsoring. Why am I sponsoring?
Yeah.
I know the brand I'm working with, like 3 Music Awards.
Yeah.
I know the hands that are involved, the expertise you
Yeah.
guys have. So it's a win-win. I like that.
Yeah,
I really
I mean, if
like
you look
that.
at a brand like B&O, I mean, to the layman or to the regular Ghanaian, unless of course you are from a DB, place, you may not know what the brand B&O is for or what they do, right?
That's Bangin'.
Bang & Olufsen.
Yeah.
They are
Bro,
arguably one of the
when I
best
heard that, right?
audio
In my mind, let me just give a bit of context. Now,
Yeah.
I love cars.
Right.
Now, these brands, or a brand like Bang & Olufsen, work with brands like Bentley and Mercedes
Yep.
straight from factory.
Straight from
it's
factory.
Not third party.
Yes.
Bang
Yes.
& Olufsen is like
Yes.
high
They
end.
literally define
Yes.
the cabin standard.
Yes. That's crazy.
So you can imagine the news. I mean, you can imagine the atmosphere when the news came back. They were
Yeah.
like, okay, we are going to play ball with you
Yeah.
guys. We didn't get anybody else but Bang & Olufsen,
Yeah.
and they are also
Oh, that's
our
good.
headliner. So we want to say a big thank you to Bang & Olufsen. But of course, the slots are still open for more money. too.
And Bang & Olufsen connecting with us ties into the fact that we share
Same interest.
the same interest and the theme. So our theme for this year's award is connecting through music. And Bang & Olufsen has premium sound. Globally acknowledged from one of the best sound systems on the planet. So for them to bring you that listening experience of the best of Ghana music, you only need to experience it.
It is believed that in the Garden of Eden, when God was asking, when God was asking
I should have noticed
Adam, where are you? It is believed that Bang & Olufsen was blocked somewhere there. So
We have a few more questions before I let these 2 gentlemen leave the studio. But check this out. We'll be right back.
My name is Meg, and I'm a new member of the board for the 3 Music Awards. So this has been a very interesting journey. It was a very interesting couple of days. For me, the most exciting thing was meeting and then learning from my peers in the music industry. I found out that there's a lot to learn, and I was excited to hear about their opinions on certain things.
So as a new member of the board, it was an amazing process, yet a very stressful one. Especially the number of entries we had were overwhelming. So cutting those numbers down was very challenging. The back and forth, the level of research we had to put into making sure that whoever we are nominating under whichever category really deserve it.
The Three Music Awards 24 is going to be a game changer, and it's going to be something that sets the pace for a whole lot more. So Three Music TV, Three Media Networks, we're very proud of what we've been able to do. We accept the difficulties that we faced, and we stepped up to it and took a head on. But we persevered, and like I said, we're on the track to success. So for me personally, as the head of brands and marketing, this is something that I understand deeply, and I see the value it brings to us as a media network and to our partners and collaborators.
Okay, so I'm watching that and I'm picking a couple of stuff. I'm seeing collaboration. I'm seeing young minds, both ladies and gentlemen. I like what she said, you know, a lot of back and forth. She said a couple of days. That means it didn't just get up and, you know, pick I saw a lot of laptops. I saw a lot of food. That means you guys had there for a while.
The whole institution.
Yes, so I like the collaboration, but for you guys to tell us now, what went into, first of all, selecting board members, and then, you know, saying these people were the minds we wanted to involve in looking for the people we want to now acknowledge?
So the membership consisted mainly of people across the whole entertainment and creative sphere. It was people who were creatives themselves, people who were technocrats, people who were industry players who had been around long enough to have context and insight. And then there was also people who were from the current and new generation to show us or be the guiding light towards what is currently on the scene. We understand that when you say you're celebrating Ghana music and you've taken on genres like hip-hop, rap, hip-life, high life, Afro beats, alternative, viral song, digital act, if you don't have experts who understand this big knot of issues, you're going to be short-handed. So we brought people who had a fair enough understanding. When you're talking about things like viral or alternative, that's where great minds like Meg or Pepper would come in, because they are actively involved in that scene. So where I would say this is an alternative act, they might tell me that, oh, this person's been around for 5 years. This, that, blah, 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 blah. But I would be able to speak more to whether that person's brand is even worth the celebration based on what they're doing. Does a person put out a song every 3 weeks or every 3 months or every 3 years? Is the person an active musician or not? If it comes to maybe the impact that they've had in the industry, you'd have another board member who's seen the longevity to say that, okay, for a best group, this is why this person or this group supersedes this group because they've done this and that. So it was a cocktail of minds and expertise that came together. That's why
I mean, literally and figurative. I saw cocktails there.
Shout out to one of our partners, Live Resto, just in East Legon here.
Okay. So, I mean, what would you want to add to that, you know? And let me ask you this also, my brother. This year, is there going to be a voting system from the fans? Or again, can you remind us if it's going to be 100% the board and these creative minds who've had years and longevity in the industry?
Okay, so first of all, the voting percentages, you have the board with 40, the public with 40, and academy with 20.
Okay.
So public 40, board 40, academy 20.
Okay.
All right, so
so 40, 40, 20.
Yeah,
Is that
40,
3 ways to,
20, exactly.
Okay.
And to talk about the board, like Cyril said, you know, Three Music as an entity, we are for the culture. We always say we are the headquarters of all things pop culture and swanky. So why would we have a board and not include some Gen Z or pop culture, you know, agents, you know, not represented? And I think our board chairman did a fantastic job by, you know, opening up, you know, the membership to allow some of these young, vibrant minds to come and tell us what's popping out there. You know, like Cyril said, you may have an idea of a particular sound, but when you look deeper and you research deeper, you realize that no, there is a house or a home for that sound. And that's how these people bring their experience and their expertise, or shall I say their involvement in some of these conversations to the board for us to consider. And the fact that you are part of these conversations doesn't mean that it's a walk in the park, you know, because questions will be asked. And that's why we say you don't want to be a board member of Three Music Awards, because you need to make a case. You need to make a strong case. And we don't even do tokenism. At that point in time, your your allegiance to whatever
out the
art is
window.
out of the way because you have to make a case, and
Yeah.
that for me is one of the most exciting things about being part of the board because it stretches your mind. You know, it even helps you with your work as an individual in a pop culture space. That when you go out there, you are speaking on other matters outside Three Music Awards.
Okay.
You can make a case for an artist or two, right? So it's not even just about working for Three Music Award board. It's also about empowering yourself with knowledge.
So you can be working at the brand, but you have a lot of people disagreeing with you.
Oh yeah.
Standard.
Oh yeah. There were times.
I like
I
that.
think there was a time where we thought we had finished the list.
Yeah.
And the board chairman was like, no, we need to sit and then do some cleanups. So we were okay. And then we're like, no, this name cannot be there. That name cannot be there. This name cannot.
So many people
And
in
we
the
had to
category.
pull data.
Blah,
We had to
blah,
go and, bro, crazy.
Yeah.
You know. So shout outs to our data team.
Again, this is literally and figuratively music to our ears. right?
Exactly.
Because, you know, we're getting more of an understanding of the whys and why nots.
Yes.
Okay. Usually, I'd ask you how you going to differentiate yourself from other award schemes, but you've given us a bit of insight again to how this is set up, the sponsors and all these things. So the next thing for me is how you're going to up the ante, how you're going to differentiate yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a couple of performances, you know, and I'm wondering as a fan is how are we going to up this? Check this out. Olele, what are we doing now?
Yeah, you know, I was just
after all
lost.
that.
Yeah, I was just lost in the nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, those of us had the opportunity to, you know, watch these performances in the comfort of our homes. It was just, I don't know, I can't even find the right word to describe it. That's why it's mixed feelings for me because we wish we could have continued the year after, you know. But the excitement is we are back, you know.
To stay.
We are back to
I
stay.
like that.
We are back to
I
stay.
like that.
We are back to stay. And you know, these days they say you shouldn't, you know, overpromise. All right, you underpromise and you leave the surprise for the consumers.
Yes,
right. So what we have in store this year, we've decided to just hold on to it because, you know, in hindsight, I actually give a lot of props to the artists who are able to keep quiet about their records, like the new records they're going to put out. Like you go into the studio, you record a banger. You're like, Charlie, I have to wait. Charlie, label say this. I'm like, yo, like every time we go out for interviews, like, tension, like, we want to keep, like, we want to tell you what we want to do because Charlie, correct. You know, so we are just hoping that that day, the surprise will be worth it. We're just hoping on that day.
They hold me accountable.
You heard it here.
We're just hoping on that day the weather will be good. You know, people will come around, have a good time. You know, technical challenges. Because look, you can get everything right, but the spirit of technology, you have to pray against it.
Nice one,
Yeah,
nice
man.
one. Okay, so I have to let you guys go, but not just yet. We're going to do a quick review of some of the nominees.
Yeah.
Quick commercial break. Before I let them go again, we'll be right back.
Edition of the Three Music Awards is set to thrill you this September. Get ready for the hottest night in music as we present the most competitive list of nominees and categories.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to one of the most anticipated and most weighted parts of the show.
Join us at the Garage Nightclub August 9th at 7 p.m. for the Three Music Awards nominees announcement party.
Thanks to you, Ghana. I appreciate you so much. More music coming. Love you guys so much.
Nominees, industry experts, and celebrities will be in the house. Plus, electrifying lineup of performances. Be there to witness the unveiling of the nominees for the Three Music Awards 24. Entry is free. Party with the best in the music industry.
Congratulations, Artist of the Year.
The Three Music Awards 2024. Connecting through music.
Okay, so you guys had an event. I'm enjoying that just as much as you guys. You guys had an event, you know, to announce the nominees. It happened at East Legon Garage. I was there.
We had two events.
So many ladies. Man. I love your parties. I'm not going to lie.
We also loved it a lot. But we had two events. There was the press soiree to announce that we're back. We've got our partners. We've got everything in check.
Nice,
Then there was a nominees announcement, which we had at Garage.
Yeah,
So
nice,
Garage, one of our partners as well, that supported us with this.
Awesome.
The nominees partners. That was an all-nighter. We were there till morning hit us.
The Mama calls.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So some of the nominees from this year's awards scheme happening in a couple of weeks actually.
Yeah,
we're going to be. Yes, we're going to give you guys also all the details as to how you can get the tickets, how you can even support the award scheme. Okay, so let's run through some of them very quickly. African Act. I'm really not surprised by this one, right? I see Ashake, I see Arasta, Burna Boy, Davido, Odumodu, and I'm seeing someone else.
Jay-Zino.
Oh, yeah. Jay-Zino. Oh, he was here like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Are you guys allowed to even pick your favorites when it comes to these nominees, or you have to stay
Not
hush
on TV. We don't know anything
We
about
can't.
it.
We,
Oh, okay, so they can have.
we
I'm
are
gonna ask-
just seeing this as you are. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you guys select this one? I mean, was it again per numbers, per their impact, or was it just?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Cyril said, it's a cocktail of many things, So obviously we look at the impact on the Ghanaian community first, and then because that's why we recognize them, that okay, in as much as we are running a Ghanaian-based award, your songs may have found themselves in this market and they have found themselves on the playlist of Ghanaians. So we look at the ones that were strong enough to have their songs on rotation, not just you and I listening on Spotify, but the clubs, the streets, mainstream, radio airplays. We also use some digital statistics to also help the conversation as well.
Now the thing is, no category has has a certain number of set in stone. It has to be 6 people, 4 people, 5 people. No. That's not the case.
Okay, so let me explain this. So the dynamics with the numbers, right, is that the least is 6, right, and the highest is 12. Except of course there are special categories that that 12 will not be enough to capture the soul of the category. But basic minimum is 6. So from 6 to 12. If you see any exceptions, because the category, the work that had gone into the category in a year under review were more than necessary or less than necessary.
The thing I was about to ask you guys is, and I don't know if it happened so, was there like certain categories that were just difficult because there were so many good artists?
Every category was difficult.
But there was one that wasn't difficult because there were so many entries. It was difficult because we couldn't have enough. And that was the Reggae Dancehall Act of the Year.
Reggae Dancehall Act of the Year. That's interesting.
Yeah,
we really threw a spotlight on them because they're a big contributor to our music scene. And we have a lot of reggae and dancehall artists in Ghana, and recognition has not always given them the best favor. So we really consciously looked at it and wanted to
that was a tough one.
Okay.
That was a tough one. And also I think High Life Song of the Year. It was one of my favorite moments on the board because the conversation popped up again. What makes a song High Life? So we had to listen to the songs again to
call in experts.
We had to call experts like Uncle, what's his name, Fred Ima. We had to call Uncle Fred Ima.
And we got a lesson on timing.
Timing.
What?
Yeah, it's like, this is 4/4. I said, boy,
this is 4/8. This is so that's it. So there was a lot of. So it's not just that.
It's not just we just put together names and put it in. We had to call people. Some we had to call outside Ghana to be sure that indeed, these songs, the numbers are matching what they are seeing in, their country as well.
So I think this is High Life song, if I'm not mistaken.
That's King Paluta. I see King Paluta there.
Before that, I think I saw Stoneboy.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting, as an artist, yes, as
with
basically
Manoji.
known, yes, as a reggae dancehall artist, to be here. I think that is a testament to his longevity and his expansive nature when it comes to the music he makes. So again, some interesting artists that I'm seeing are Kwabwa,
Baba J.
Yes, Baba J, like we're speaking about earlier, the fact that she makes really good music might not be the most known, but the fact that she makes some very good music on there.
So
Amarado.
Yes, so there's Baba J, there's Camido, there's Abiana, there's Amarado, there's Stoneboy, there's Akwabwa.
Yeah.
And I think in the next slide you see the rest of the artists. Yes. Oseko
that's my guy,
Yeah.
Oseko.
And then that's King Paluta.
King Paluta for High Life Song of the
Hip
Year.
Life Song for the year, actually, sorry.
Oh, sorry,
Song of the year.
our bad. Hip Life Song of the Year. Sorry, our bad there. Okay, so that's 8 artists on the. I mean, as exciting as this is for the artists, when you see your name amongst these other guys, you go like,
Yeah.
That's
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
that's a lot. Okay, next rated. Can you please explain this to us a
Okay.
bit?
So next rated is just like I want to find a very simple way to put it, but it's basically who you should give your attention to or
Who's on the radar?
make sure that you know in as much as these other ones have gotten the spotlight or they've gotten the limelight.
Next.
These are the ones coming up next. And this one, we actually expand our lens to focus outside the capital.
Yeah.
You know, we actually go to the 16
Two
regions
birds with
with one stone.
1 award.
You know, so we expand our lenses, we open them wide, and we say, okay, let's go beyond Accra. Because, you know, there's this I don't know whether it's a phenomenon or it's a belief that one cannot make it unless they come into the southern side, unless they come to Accra, you know. But we are saying that as part of our contribution to the culture or the industry, we want to bring you to their zones. You know, the fact that he is in the northern range does not take away the fact that he could be the next big thing. You know, so we are taking you there, get to know about them, and then when you see them bigger and better, you must remember where you first saw them. So that's the whole idea of Next Rated. For me, I'm excited to see Fadlan. Fadlan from the northern region. I've followed him personally for a while, and I was happy when his name came up because, boy, this guy is the next.
Bro, their followings there are crazy.
He's got a street president or something in the north.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
We have an Accra problem.
Yes.
Where we seem to only like recognizing people only when they get to Accra. And Next Rated solves that problem to a very large extent. Like Olele says, that we didn't just look for who's coming next, but we look for who's coming next from anywhere in Ghana.
Anywhere in Ghana. With
And
the
we
impact.
want the length and breadth of the country to get the right people, at least representing each of the major regions.
Nice one.
Yeah.
To make sure that, because we never know. We were here and Asaka blew up from Kumasi.
Yeah.
We're here and Chief One blew up from the Volta region. We're here and Fancy blew up from North. So the next blow up,
B-Strap, Asaka from Kumasi, right?
exactly. So anybody can blow up from anywhere. So even if you're doing a Next Rated or an Up Next, and you just look at people in East Legon and Laboni.
Charlie, I want to see Safu Newman, man.
Hey, I could come home with it.
I want to see Safu Newman.
Right there.
Charlie,
He's right there.
He's right there.
Charlie, I never met him, but he's my guy. He doesn't know, but he's my guy.
You guys are tight.
So I love this so much. I love this so much because I've always said on here, Kumasi is Ghana, Accra is Ghana, the North is Ghana, Takrady is Ghana. You can't take it out.
And they make beautiful music.
Instances like this, you know, add to that belief, you know, to that system that we need to acknowledge these artists. Okay, let's look at a couple more. Oh, viral song. This is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kwame Eugene, King Promise, Sarkodie, Osei and who am I seeing there? Okay, seven kids. Wow.
So Monica, Otine.
And I think this is what we're talking about, like numbers, reach. Is it airplay?
So that's why this category is there for you. Viral song of the year.
He didn't go viral.
If you didn't go viral, you have no business being
here. Okay.
And I think it also ties in with our theme, you know, and for me, I've maintained that in as much as there is the MVP award, which is the Artist of the Year, I think this year artists should actually look forward to the Viral Song of the Year and the Digital Acts of the Year, because our theme is centered on how music connected us through technology. Right. So if you even look at the aesthetics, you look at the cachet that we've introduced in the branding or the brand position of this year's awards, we are demonstrating the essence or the purpose of what a motherboard does in a system. You know, so what you're seeing is a motherboard chip in there. Okay, yes, so that's what you're seeing.
I didn't think about that.
I mean, Cyril has, I don't know why he's quiet about it. You know what I'm talking about?
We are talking about that.
Come inside. You have to let us know.
Yeah, so like you say,
that's cool. That's really cool.
The design language captures the theme, connecting through music. So
connected.
Yeah.
Connecting through music.
Connecting because we are
petrol.
The journey is ahead.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's basically like Olele said, the electronic era that we find ourselves in. So music has struggled to connect us in various ways. It's been messaging, it's been alerts, it's been emergencies, everything. Music, sound has driven everything, but it also connects us, regardless the genre, the occasion, or whatever. We need music. Even when starting your show, you have a montage. There's music there for no reason. Right? That montage, if it's on mute, people will not know the show has started. So the motherboard idea, the coloring, the neon, the whole Tron vibe is just to show the ode that we are giving to the era we find ourselves in, being an electronic era where everything from your watch to your car is streaming.
Yes.
So we're even more connected to the music than we've ever been, and that's what we captured there in the design.
I like that. I like that. I really like this next category too, producer, of the year, because years gone by, they don't get acknowledged as much.
Yeah.
But now times are changing, and again, this adds to the fact that times truly are changing and have changed when it comes to giving again that platform to those who make or help make the music what it is. So very interesting one there, and I like that I'm seeing Kwame in there too. Kwame
Yeah,
Music,
I mean, many people don't know that Rockstar Made It is actually Kwame's producer tag. So
Yeah.
anytime you hear a record or you hear Rockstar Made It, that means
That's
it's
him.
yeah. And I think Kwame actually enjoys being a producer more than being, a frontline artist, being Kwame. I've heard him say this on a lot of interviews, and he enjoys writing songs for other people as well. So he definitely had to be in there because he had a number of hit songs ascribed or aligned with the producer tag. But of course, I mean, we recognizing producers is just to say that without our producers, there is no sound. You can have a good voice, you can have great lyrics, but without
Look the part.
without the individual sitting behind the equipment to say, do it this way, do it that way. Okay, I'm taking this part, I'm chopping this off, I'm putting this in here. I mean, your song is not going to be the banger, so to speak. So we believe that they are very important to the music conversation. And this whole thing about what is the Ghanaian sound and the evolution of Ghanaian sound and where's Ghanaian sound going, the sole responsibility is not even just on the artist. It's on the producers as well.
Yeah.
Because they define the sound.
Yeah.
You see what's happening with Dope Nation's Ghana Piano.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a conversation for another day, but that is a future of the next big thing in terms of what the Ghanaian sound could do for us globally, right? And it's all back to the conversation of how they produced the record.
Yeah.
You get
Because
it?
that's why we say you go off beat. You're running to the tune.
Yeah, man.
Something is
Of the
leading,
beat.
and every era,
yeah.
the biggest names in every era are the producers.
Yeah.
Appear to Zap,
Yeah.
Hammer,
They define the sound.
my brother,
Quick Action, Sugar Tone.
the brother who had the big song.
Hammer.
No, I want to mention his name with Joey. They went on the African tour. Oh,
There.
wow, young guy.
Oh, I think
Who?
I know who he's
serious?
talking about.
He had the song with Joey.
Joey B?
Yeah, he had a song with Joey. Producer. Oh, Magnum.
Magnum.
Bruh.
Oh.
Bro, remember Magnum? My brain just. I just got. No. So Kubi, Magnum. I remember Magnum had an era.
Yeah.
So every soundscape is defined by the producer sets the
That's
tone,
true.
and then the artist creates songs.
I mean, I was
to it.
surprised at how good Magnum was on his own beats because he'd done beats for so long. Then I heard him on the beat, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why wasn't he doing
It's
it?
very dangerous
Right?
when the producer themselves find, a space on the record they produce. It's very dangerous because they know exactly
I mean,
what they're
look at
looking
EL, look at Shona Music.
Yeah.
Literally held down Azonto.
Azonto,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Without
An era.
Shona Music,
Yeah.
that era
Shout
is
out to
gone.
the
So,
producers,
I mean,
man.
I
Shout
like
out
that.
to them.
Okay, now another interesting one is Performer of the Year. Before we get to these specifically, right? If an artist can't perform live music, live band, doesn't mean they are not a good artist. Because I've seen
If
a
they
lot
can't,
of
or if they
if they
can't.
can't, sorry.
Okay.
If they can't, doesn't mean they are not a good performer.
yes.
Is that what it means?
You see, there's recording artist,
That's performing.
there's performing artist, there's songwriter.
Yeah.
There's artists that are just referred to as vocalists, right? So there's a different category for everybody. To be a performer, it's about the craft. It's about everything from how the set is designed, to how you interact with the set, to how you engage with the audience, to how you bring the lyrics and the message of your music to life, right? So when you see, for example, because I don't want to talk about anybody in the category, let's say you are watching Burna, and he comes out shirtless and he's dancing and goofing with everybody, you don't feel the juju in the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when you're listening to it in your headphones and you're jamming. But when you see him there, you see that some spirit.
That's the only difference, actually.
That's exactly.
That's
And
what you pay to see them.
Exactly. And if the difference is that clear for you.
Then you say he's a performer. Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you not enjoy performances, or can you not enjoy performances without live band? I want to know this live band
No, you can.
conversation particularly, because
Let me-
it's
let
like,
me-
even if you do live band,
And it's a perfect point. When you are performing to a pre-produced sound bed, right? You have no control. You are staying on timing.
Yes.
If I'm engaging with somebody, I can't say, hey, Jason, Charlie, let's do, the DJ go tired.
The beats go left you.
You do all those things, go tired. But guess what? If I'm with a live band and something spontaneous happens, they say, Charlie, come down, come and make I talk to this girl. You see, that moment, right, is when you hear people going, ah! Because, like, the whole show, you are commanding it.
Yeah.
You are now leading the orchestra.
President General in charge.
You are creating the music while we are experiencing the music. And that's the magic of live performance. But if you're doing it on an MP3 sound bed or -1, they remove everything except your lead vocals. And
You come
So
and do, come and do me too.
I want us to understand though, if an artist can do live band, he's not a good performer.
No, I mean, like Cyril said.
Well, we can't just make that clear. It's not that
simple. But the better, but out of the two, the better performer would be the one who performs with
The live band, yeah. I mean, just position yourself on that. We've seen some of our big artists do it. Sarkodie as a rapper had no business rapping, with live band. Manifest as a rapper had no business.
But they
rapping
do
with
it.
Live band. When you go to their shows and you hear the production, you hear the quality of the performance and how they're able to control the band. You was like, nah, Charlie, difference won't. You get what I'm saying? And we always want to encourage our artists to take it a notch higher, because you see, as an individual, a lover of music, I can arrange the songs on my playlist to give me a particular experience, right? When I come to your show, especially when you say, watch Olele live, come and pay and watch Olele live.
Yeah.
And I come for your live show, and I'm playing, like, I can put my headphones and my earpiece in my ears, and I experience the same thing, because you're not giving me anything different. Remember, I have paid to come and watch you live.
So it's something every artist has to work on.
You need to work on it. If I want to come and see you look cute, I could just go to your Instagram page and look at how cute you look, and even leave a comment, right? But if I come to your show, that's why the gospel artists will forever reign in that industry. Because regardless of whatever song you've heard them sing, when you go to their show or you go to their performances, you live with something that is intangible. But for some of our artists, they are slacking in that area, and I think it's taking a little bit of the focus value of them. Burna Boy may choose not to release a song in decades, but he will still go on tour and people will buy.
He's like I think the most extreme example.
Yeah,
because his live performances are just
exactly. He's making money not from just the records, so he's making money from the live performances, because he went to this arena sold out, not because he just played his songs, even with how he arranges the songs. That is why we are encouraging artists to also get music directors for your shows. Don't just come and join the songs and say, oh, Charlie, they like this or they like this.
From the breath control,
no, you understand.
To how you manage.
The difference between the value in being a performing artist is that when your active music creation era ends, you also have a whole new era where you get to perform live everything you've done. That's why you see Usher, Babyface.
You don't need to release music now.
They're not releasing music anymore. Burna Boy, you get to a point, you release music anymore.
Because now he can go and start performing from his first album, and you've never seen that performance. So they'll tell you for one night only in Vegas, Usher live. You get all the CDs and the streaming, but you've not seen him do that dance. That dance he did on Let It Burn. You want to see it, because so that is what you are paying for, the theater of the music.
And to even bring it home, finally, look at some of our legends like J.W. Ambole, Uncle Bo, Taylor, and all these legends. I remember the last time they released new records, but they are selling out shows,
any show, any day.
because they're giving you value.
Fair point. Fair point.
Don't be lazy.
So I think what we'll say is, so the artists who can't, they should work on it.
Yeah,
because it is very
Not
important.
the artists who can. All artists.
But I see, Jason.
Because I think
everybody is
holding
working
a
on it.
key.
The thing is, it's not by force. You see?
Olele, you see, that's the problem.
No, see.
I'm going to talk for free.
It's not by force, right? When him say, there are some artists, right? They are not good with their performance. And there's some big artists in this country that I want to mention is that when you go to their shows, it's a snooze fest. You are only enjoying the performance because of nostalgia. because of what the song does for you and what the song.
so
what the song
euphoria
you,
there.
you understand, and because of that, the
the
artists also
flashy
don't
lights.
care. They're like, oh yeah, so they just put the mic, bro. No, if you know you can't perform, it's alright, it's okay. Just come, let your
is
DJ.
it though?
Oh,
That's the thing.
let the DJ play the song.
Want to like
There's a lot of successful
have that
recording-
longevity.
No, not everybody.
Bro,
There's a lot of successful recording artists who don't want to go on tour with a live band and do anything.
they'll
They
just
are
send their
recording
DJs for you.
artists.
Yeah, they're
and that's
okay.
it. They perform every now
So
and
does
then.
it come back to us saying, okay, since I can't perform live, since I can't hold a key,
cut your
I mean,
coat.
if you've ever recorded music with auto-tune, then you understand what it means to hold a key.
Yeah.
Auto-tune,
That is why now they
as
carry
much
it
as,
along with them.
right? As much as it's supposed to help, auto-tune actually exposes how good your voice is.
Yes.
For those who don't
That's
know,
why I'll forever salute T-Pain.
right?
When
right?
T-Pain came for the Black Star Festival, I saluted him again.
Yeah.
Because he was singing without
Yeah.
the auto-tune.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
for
yo,
how long he was doing
you
it,
understand?
right?
Yeah, and you know to me perform here. See, and you're by force. So look, I'm telling you, Ghana is experiencing a shift in even events culture, music events culture. We are going into DJ-driven events. Right? Because the artists are not giving
Yes.
us
Yes.
the experience.
Yes,
So
that's
an
true.
organizer will say, you know what? Why should I pay $200,000 to bring an artist
Give me an
here?
MC, give me a DJ,
and I will
and
just
let's just
turn the
vibe to
place
the
outside
music.
now. Why do I need to bring an artist, pay him $200,000? That's just for performance fees. Then I have to pay accommodation, pay flights, and spend all of that. When I can pay a DJ $10,000 and you can give me a good set of your own music.
That's crazy.
Guess what? When you
And
start
the DJ
losing
will
money,
even dance.
you understand? When you start losing money, you yourself, nobody will tell you to sit
Bro,
down
this
because
is
they're not
crazy.
booking you. You see?
Artistry.
You pay someone $200,000.
Recording-
What's it say?
Recording has become easy.
With all the taxes. Maza.
Recording has become
This
too
is
easy.
interesting. Yeah.
It's just a
Again,
button.
like I'm really thinking about this.
Sure.
And what I'm thinking about is, an organizer will call a burner boy once in a year, give him
Yeah.
that $200,000,
Yeah.
and spread the next $200,000 across DJs and MCs
Exactly.
who
Yeah,
literally catch a vibe
Yes.
with the audience.
Yes.
Because the MC is also going to do
Charging the audience.
What's wagwan?
You understand?
Well, let's just
So you
catch
and the
a vibe.
MC, what's the difference? So let us know that, okay, you want to be a hype MC. You are artist
It's
stroke
killing
hype
me
MC.
today.
If you are here to have a good time, let me hear some noise.
There you go.
What's going on?
What the $200,000? I go for $100.
What's going on is that you're taking the call.
What are you talking about? The live music industry in Ghana is, look, we don't talk about it because people have just turned a blind eye, but it is failing.
Let me ask you this. So as organizers of this event scheme, if an artist comes in and said, I can't do with the band.
We Ankasa
just give me a
won't
DJ."
select you because we have already seen that you Ankasa won't
So
the
who are going to
So it's literally a prerequisite.
Yes.
Wow.
We want
If
to
we
give
wanna
people an
elevate-
experience.
Bozu.
You know when he says that it's time to give a wild take, right?
No.
Yeah, give it.
Like, how do we become better if we don't use better ingredients?
You know whenever the boss who comes, he's come to give a wild take. Yes.
Charlie.
I
Like,
guess
you
that's
get it. We want
Okay.
the show to be, oh my God, you should have been there. And we need, oh my God, ingredients to make that.
Yeah.
So, what's it in there, bro?
we see, it's all jokes and fun,
Yeah,
but one of
yeah.
the things that we
Yeah.
want to hammer is
Yeah.
music is a serious business.
It is.
Okay, because we are seeing our cousins and we are seeing other people do it, right? The least we can do is create the platform.
It is.
But what we are not going to do is embolden some of these.
Substandard.
You understand,
It is,
right?
it
So
is.
if you're an artist, like Cyril said, you can be a recording artist and make your money. There are people who are just songwriters. They make cool cash and they are quiet. They are okay. But if you want to be an artist, you want to play shows, please step up your performances.
Nice one.
Because people are going to, now with all the things that we are dealing with in terms of our inflation, finances and whatsoever, people are careful to spend.
Yes.
The event
Yes.
industry in Ghana is struggling because people are very careful to spend.
Yes. Like what's different?
What's
Then
different?
I buy
What's
ticket,
different?
then you come stay declare your truth.
Charlie, but you said you as an organizer said like you didn't.
Bro, you didn't come prepared. You don't get physical for them. Plus my ticket money. Sing, my brother.
That's it. I didn't say He's like, oh,
If I buy ticket, you for sing the
Like,
can
let it go.
wow.
What you feel? Recently,
My chest.
Jay-Z then Alicia Keys performed for some awards recently. Bro, you should
Yeah.
tell your man the
Yeah.
rap. New York, what's the name of the song Alicia Keys gets?
New York.
It's New York, right?
Yeah.
bro, you
Yeah.
sip.
You can see the veins.
You understand? Oh,
You
just
can
said
see the
without
veins,
all.
bro.
Jay-Z himself doesn't like my man. On got some pen my
Yeah,
man. So
yeah.
if these are your idols, these are your legends, and this is what they are doing.
Yes,
Then you are coming to tell us that we
Jason,
should have
also
this.
then.
Oh, massa.
Also then.
Seriously,
Massa.
say what's happening?
Oh, 200,000 VR. Not only Kojo Manu air pre challenge.
Yeah.
Only Kojo Manu air pre
man.
challenge.
They go hype man.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, you know, this might be we're taking this from a light perspective.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a very serious
business.
angle we should be looking at this from. You know, artists performing live, and this is why artists have their own mic.
Yeah.
I've seen the most elite artists where they tune their mics to their voices. They have 3-4 mics.
Oh, yes.
They tune these
Which
things.
kid travels with
his own
Afro
mic.
Nation, I
Snoop
saw it with
Dogg
my
have their
own
mics.
eyes.
Yeah.
Afro Nation, artists coming with their own mics. Some of them even come with their own mixers.
Yes.
You know, I think recently at our sister awards, Stonebwoy came with his own mic. He came with his own sound engineers.
Yeah.
They work together with the in-house engineers. You see, when you get to a particular level, nobody will tell you, say, you have to sit up.
Yeah.
Because the people are moving,
that.
you know, and you are just there reluctant because you get some small coins, bro.
Yeah,
You
I
bet
like
to a jow.
Okay, I don't know if you can check out a few more categories. Okay, this is an interesting one.
Group of the year.
Because it seems like, you know, for a while, again, on certain platforms, they couldn't acknowledge this category. It became, you know, a conversation piece because it seemed like this category again with the groups, they weren't as active. But interestingly enough, we have I don't know if we have more than, do we have more than 6 different groups? Or
No,
was
just
6 groups?
that's
Okay,
yeah.
just the 6 groups.
CT Praise,
I'm
Team
seeing
Eternity.
Keche, Lali and Lola, you know,
Yeah.
friends to the station.
Yeah.
Love them so much. You know,
Super
my
Jazz
brothers,
Club.
Yes. And of course, Dope Nation all
Yeah.
on there. Okay. Eternity
Team
too.
Eternity, yes.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so setting this up, or was this also a difficult, you know, group to set up because of we don't have as many groups in Ghana?
We don't have as many, and because, you know, the group's impact is felt more than an individual, it was a little bit 1 millimeter easier to figure out. But also ultimately it comes down to output. Have you put out music in the year under review? Was it good music? What was the impact creatively from the music side? How good was it? On the commercial side, how viable was it? How successful was it? What were the numbers? So all those things combined for this. There's a high element of commercial appeal and public impact. So you see Team Eternity there. We all know the waves they've done. You see classic groups there like Keche.
Yeah.
You also see contemporary groups there like
Super Jazz Club.
Super Jazz Club and our Ghana Piano Brothers.
Dope Nation.
Dope Nation there. So, you know, there was a nice mix. But ultimately, being a group that was relevant and active within the time period was the first criteria for you to qualify into this.
I like that. Thank you guys for acknowledging them. Let's move on quickly. DJ of the year. My brother Millsy's on there. DJ Lodge too.
Yeah.
AD DJ, that's cool. DJ Loft. DJ Faculty. Who else am I seeing there? DJ McTonto. Okay. Yes. DJs. They need to be acknowledged, right? So thank you guys so much.
These are the guys who power our music.
Yes.
You know,
Thank you guys so much.
various
The pipeline.
Yeah. Back in the day, you couldn't do without a DJ.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Now, okay, it carries on. Varosky, Wallpaper, so many on there.
The Max
I'm
DJ.
guessing this one was also a bit difficult, right? Because there's so many good DJs out there.
Yes.
It was. I think
And the fact that we had a lot of DJs that also share sets. So you go to an event, you go to a club, there's 4 DJs on rotation that night. So when it's 2 p.m. and the place is popping, you don't really know if it was the guy who came on at 9, who set the tone, or is the guy who's playing now, or if people are there waiting for the next
DJing
DJ.
is more difficult than it seems.
Yes.
Especially the fact that you're moving with a crowd.
Yeah.
Bro, you can just...
And if I hire you to come and play an event for me, and the people are leaving, what happened?
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like one of the most underrated jobs in the entertainment space is being a DJ. Next to that is being an MC. Because it's not easy. It's not easy to get Ghanaians.
Yeah.
The default position or the default mood for a Ghanaian crowd is me.
Right?
I'm telling you. And I know this because when you put VIPs in front of your show, you know what I'm talking about. If you are able to get the VIPs in front of your show to get up, I will salute you.
I salute,
Yeah, because that is the default position. Put your hands in the air. Bro, so when I see
Yeah.
DJs being able to get people off their feet,
Yeah.
you know, maybe having a bad day, or even on radio, you know, you tune into a radio station and, you know, you are just lucky to hear a DJ playing some songs and it just puts you in the right
And they
mood.
catch you.
You
That's a
understand?
good job.
You know, we need
That's
to
a
really
good job.
salute these guys.
Yeah, we do. So we're just going to check out 2 more, then the rest we're going to let you guys go on the social media, and they're going to tell us how we can get tickets and how it can be, you know, very, very big one. Artist MVP of the year.
So there's more. Show the rest.
Yeah. We're going to show the rest. So, okay, yes. No surprises there with this one. I mean, with this, what's there to say?
Yeah.
I mean, these are like,
even
the
this,
heavy hitters,
even
right?
this was very difficult to come up with.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, this was very
People might assume this was rather easy because
no. Because this is 8, right? This is 8.
Yeah.
So you need to make a case for each one of them, and also there was this interesting conversation that because a particular award scheme did not nominate these artists, we have to put we ensure what we're trying to do is exactly what we're trying to do is make sure that their works indeed have been recognized.
Okay.
And devoid of tokenism, devoid
So
of
whether somebody won here does not
That's-
concern
yeah,
you,
no,
or didn't win there, or got nominated
exactly.
here. Thank you for talking
If they
about
win those awards, it's just a mere coincidence. It's not because we are compensating anybody.
Okay.
We give you the power to vote. The board will do their work. At the same time, make sure that whoever deserves to walk out from that category walks out. That's all. There's
Nice
no
one.
favoritism
Nice
there.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, my producer said let's try one more. Best rap performance. We're talking about hip hop and rap. Well, how much interest per conversation did this category garner? Looking at, again, we spoke about hip hop and rap
Yeah.
at the
I was
beginning
the
of
one
this
shouting the
conversation.
whole time.
Yeah.
I was the one fighting the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, lyricism, impact, adhering to the storytelling, adhering to the culture. These are the guys who are really doing it, and we had not that difficult a time bringing out the names because, like we said, hip hop is a little bit marginalized to a point, but that also means that it's easy to point out those who are doing it.
Okay.
So you'll see some people who were in the MVP who still popped up in the hip hop category. Medical was there, Sarkodie was there, etc. So I mean, for us, hip hop is a mainstay genre, and just the same way we are looking at viral song, next rated, alternative, etc. We are putting that spotlight on hip hop as well because there are people doing it to world standards and they need the recognition.
Okay, thank you very much. Before I let you guys go, for the rest, of the categories, can you please give out your social media pages so they can go and how people can vote for their favorite artists?
Sikasem. So voting, for you to make sure that your favorite song artist wins, you need to vote. This is not, I don't want anybody to carry the conception that they know who will win. We don't know. I have an idea who I think is good.
Yeah.
He has his idea
as
who
an,
he thinks
as
is
an
good.
individual.
But we
devoid
don't
of-
have any control. We are not pressing buttons and picking people. So you need to dial *447 *3#, *447 *3#, and then you get the portal and you choose the category, the names pop up, and you vote. Or you can also go to 3music.tv/vote, and you get on the website. All the categories are there. Simple as a click. If you're on your phone and you do it, touch the screen, you get it done. So it's quite simple to vote. But like he said, your vote matters. The breakdown is clear. Your vote matters. So if you do vote, trust me, your view will be captured and reflected on the night, and you'll be happy that you did vote. So we want everybody to join in. This is not our awards. We are organizing the awards for us.
Nice.
So you are a big part of it.
Yes.
So make sure that you definitely go on *447 *3# and vote. And I'm sure Olele will give us all the socials.
Yes, and I'm sure on your platforms too, this is constantly put up there for anyone who misses this. Nice one, I like
because
that.
we don't want the situation where on that day, confusion.
You come and say this and this.
But the only thing we'll say to you is, did you vote?
Yeah. Okay.
That's all.
And quickly too, are there any categories where voting is not involved?
Album of the year.
Album of the
and
year.
then video of the year.
And then video of the year. So these are very technical awards where you have people. Okay.
Yeah. But viral song of the year is
pure. That one's also purely voting.
No, it's for the public.
Yeah, for the
100%.
public.
Yeah, for the
okay,
public.
for the public.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. that. How can people get tickets, please? Is that out yet?
No, so tickets are going to be out, but we have key partners that are going to announce the locations, but you can also buy it virtually as well. So we'll put all that information out. Tickets will be coming through in the middle of the year, middle of the month, so that you can have at least 3 weeks to get the tickets, all tiers. So there's regular, there's VIP, and then there's Uber VIP. If you want to sit on the stage with the artist.
You can get
But that short code will also be out, and again on our socials. Of course, we do a little segment on Culture Daily every morning where we talk about this as well. So just make sure you stay following through.
Nice one, and listen to them both on radio and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Do we have the official dates and times out?
28th of September.
28th of September.
So don't
What's the
tell me,
official
I didn't
time?
get the date. So the pre-show will start earlier on in the evening, leading into the main show.
No lateness.
Sunset.
Please, can we drum this down?
No
lateness. Both from the audience, the organizers, the media, the fans.
Please give
When we say no lateness, we mean you two at home.
give me close up. Let me tell them. Let me talk to them.
Please give him a close up.
Let me talk to them as my
He
friends.
said he wants to talk to them.
Please, if you are late, I'm promising you that if you are late, you come and join me while we are folding the thing. So please, come on time and let's jam. I want to jam with you.
Yeah.
But if you no show up, for do.
Yeah.
What make I do?
Yeah.
Me, I go there from morning or at the work.
Yeah.
Come meet me, let's jam.
Nice.
Because we're going to be on time and we're going to make sure everything falls like dominoes in place. And we're going to jam and we'll go reach house at the time where we go feed bed, wake up and celebrate success.
Right.
So I beg you, Charlie, make sure you're on time.
And if you haven't been to any 3 Music Awards events, this could be your, shall I say, best opportunity to do so, because you get to see these things live for yourself. And for the 3 Music Awards, there is no segment that is underrated, right? I'm talking about even the pre-show where people think, oh, radio. Nah, like we bring a particular experience in the pre-show that you haven't seen before. So do well to be there on time. We are looking to take flights just at sunset, not before sunset, just at sunset. So if the sun sets at 5, we take flight.
Nice one.
There's a reason.
Nice one. Guys, thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough. I've loved the conversation
Thanks for
so
having us.
much. I'm praying that from time to time we get to have more of these conversations.
Sure.
I pray and I hope and I know on the 28th it's going to be a spectacular event from the organization.
Pray for us. Pray for us.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to be there, bro.
You know, as you get closer, then your heart's the beat.
Bro, I'm going to wear some shoes I've never worn before.
Come
so you
on.
can see how excited I am to be
Ready
there.
to step.
Right?
Step cream.
From the artists performing. And I also want to say thank you guys, you know, for on behalf of the artists, because as an artist, you want to be acknowledged, right? You want to be accepted. And this is one avenue to know that, I'm working hard. I might not win, but my name is out there. I can add that to my CV, as we were saying earlier on. So again, to the organizers of 3 Music Awards, to you, my brothers, thank you so much. And especially for the conversations you also have, because we listen to you, we get inspired. We love the disagreeing parts. That's our favorite. When Cyril's like, no.
Yeah, this one.
He's just disagrees with everybody on there. We appreciate you guys so much. And we're going to drum, this down the ears of our audience to let them know how they can get there. Again, please go on their platforms, on their social media, their websites, listen to them, and you're going to get more information. And I know the weekend, right after the award show, conversations are going to be had on the Monday. Very intense ones.
Yes.
So stay tuned and vote for your favorite artist. One of the most important parts, if you want to see your artist win. Thank you. We wish you have an amazing afternoon, and go and get your tickets. We'll see you sometime soon.